It was a rainy Tuesday morning, the kind of morning that made the whole town feel half asleep. The diner smelled like burnt coffee and maple syrup, and the sound of sizzling bacon was the only thing keeping me awake. My name is Maya Lopez, 27, single mom to a 7-year-old tornado named Leo, and at that point in my life, surviving, not living. The Sunrise Diner was my second home, not because I loved it, but because I practically lived there. Double shifts, minimum wage, and a boss who thought kindness was a waste of time. But I smiled anyway. Not for tips, but because Leo deserved a mom who didn't give up. That morning, the bell over the door jingled and in walked a man, tall, expensive looking, but oddly quiet. He wore a charcoal suit that didn't belong in our small town diner. He sat in my section. "Coffee?" "Black," he said. No smile. No eye contact. "Coming right up," I said, forcing my usual cheer. When I brought the cup, he was staring at his phone, some news headline about a billionaire tech CEO missing after a car accident. He barely touched his food. Half an hour later, he left in a rush, and that's when I saw it. A black leather wallet, sitting under his coffee cup. Inside, I found several credit cards, a thick stack of cash, and a sleek silver business card, Ethan Cole, Cole Dynamics. I froze. Ethan Cole. The name sounded familiar, too familiar. He was the billionaire CEO from that article. My heart raced. I could ve kept the cash. No one saw him leave. Rent was overdue, Leo's asthma meds were running low, and my car hadn't started in 2 days. For a second, temptation whispered, "You deserve this, Maya." But my mom's voice, soft, steady, echoed louder. "Doing the right thing isn't about who's watching. It's about who you are." So, I grabbed my jacket, left the diner mid-shift, and ran into the storm to find him. The hotel clerk looked at me like I was insane. "Mr. Cole doesn't take visitors." "I just need to return his wallet," I pleaded, drenched from the rain. The clerk sighed and called upstairs. Moments later, a security guard escorted me to the elevator. When the doors opened, I stepped into a penthouse suite that looked like a magazine cover. Ethan Cole stood by the window, phone in hand, surprised to see me. "You're the waitress," he said. "Yeah," I managed. "You left this." I handed him the wallet. He stared at it, then at me, suspicious. "You didn't take anything." I felt my stomach tighten. "No, sir. Just thought you'd need it." He paused. For the first time, he smiled, small, but real. "Thank you. Most people wouldn't have done that." "It's just a wallet," I said softly. "Not to me," he replied. "You'd be surprised what people value these days." I nodded, awkwardly. "Well, I should go. My boss is probably—" "Wait," he said suddenly. "What's your name?" "Maya." He smiled again, but there was something heavy in his eyes. "Thank you, Maya." I left, soaked and shaking, but weirdly proud. When I returned to the diner, my manager, Rick, was waiting, arms crossed, face red. "Where the hell were you?" Someone left their wallet, and I went to return." "During your shift," he barked. "You can't just walk out whenever you feel like it. You're fired." The entire diner went silent. "Rick, please, No excuses. Get your stuff." I felt the tears sting but refused to let them fall. I grabbed my bag and walked out. The rain had stopped, but it still felt like a storm. That night, I told Leo I'd be home more. He grinned, thinking it was good news. I didn't tell him why. The next morning, a knock shook my apartment door. I opened it, expecting my landlord. Instead, a man in a suit stood there. "Are you Ms. Maya Lopez?" Yes." He handed me a sealed envelope. "Mr. Cole asked me to deliver this personally." I opened it. Inside was a handwritten note: "Honesty has become a luxury in today's world. You reminded me it's still alive. If you're open to new opportunities, call this number. Ethan Cole." Below the note, a check for $25,000. I nearly dropped it. But it wasn't just about the money. It was the feeling someone saw me. I called the number. A woman answered, crisp and professional. "Cole Dynamics. How may I help you?" I explained who I was, and within an hour, I was sitting in a glass tower in Manhattan, staring at Ethan Cole across a long conference table. He smiled. "You showed more integrity in a moment than some people do in a lifetime. I want you on my team." I blinked. "Sir, I'm a waitress." He laughed softly. "Not anymore. You'll be my personal assistant. We'll train you. Benefits, good pay, flexible hours." I was speechless. And that's how my life changed overnight. Weeks later, I sat at my new desk overlooking the city. My old life felt like a dream, the kind where everything hurts until you wake up and realize you made it through. Ethan treated everyone with respect, from janitors to executives. But one day, I found out something that made me cry. He secretly called Rick, my old boss, and bought the diner. When I asked him why, he simply said, "No one who fires good people for doing the right thing deserves to run a business. You'll manage it when you're ready." The next weekend, I stood behind the same counter where I'd once been fired, this time in a blazer instead of an apron. The staff looked at me, confused but hopeful. I smiled. "We're reopening as the Sunrise Cafe, under new management, and from now on, kindness isn't just encouraged, it's required." They cheered. Leo ran up, hugging my legs. "Mommy, are you the boss now?" I knelt down, tears in my eyes. "Yeah, baby. I guess I am." Ethan stood in the doorway, smiling quietly before slipping away, letting me have my moment. That night, after closing, I wiped down the counter the same way I used to and whispered to myself, doing the right thing doesn't just change one day, it changes everything. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel tired. I felt free.